program is brought to you by Newsworks in cooperation with the City of Eau Claire. This program is
Okay, with a quorum here, I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm also going to ask the group to please, we've been asked to please use our microphones so that this could be properly recorded for our vast audience that watches us on TV. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. The first order of business is the minutes from the meeting of February 22nd and the special meeting of February 23rd. Those were in your packet. I know everybody's taken a look at them. Can I get a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve.
Okay, second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the meeting of February 22nd and the special meeting of February 23rd. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Minutes are approved. Financial statements, please.
Good morning. This will be really quick. This is for capital and operating expenditures as of April 30th, 2017. There were no capital expenditures in the month of April, and operating expenditures as of April 30th total $673, and these are all due to utility expenditures.
Okay. Any questions? Concerns? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the financial statements as presented?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the financial statements as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposing, same sign. Financial statements are approved. Michael, the election of officers?
Yes, every year you elect a chair and a secretary. As of today, I haven't received any glowing recommendations or reports of people who wanted to make their case for being the new president or secretary. So,
Don't we have a vice chair too?
Janine is the vice chair.
Okay, but it's just the president, the chairman, and the secretary that are up for re-election.
Actually, all of them.
All of them. Okay, so, all right. If and there's been no leaks, no emails leaked on this at all. Everything's okay.
None.
All right, very good. Are there any nominations from the floor?
I have a question.
Sure.
Who's currently the secretary?
Now remember, everyone, Dave and Jeff are not here, and we're electing people. So, you know.
And Tom.
And Tom, excuse me.
3 choices.
Question, Mike. When does the term limits for each of us?
Okay, so Marty's ends the end of December of this year. Janine and Jeff the end of 2018, and Mike the end of 2019.
Okay. Sure.
I would too.
Okay.
As vice. Mm-hmm.
All right, we, Janine and I have absolutely no problems with serving another term, and I don't think Jeff does either.
I would nominate the current slate of officers to continue in their duties for another year.
Okay, assuming that's a motion. Okay, can I get a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to keep the slate of officers in office for the rest of the year. Any discussion on that? Any other nominations? Okay, we've got a motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Janine.
And to you.
Thank you. All right, number 5, possible motion.
Gratitude and appreciation to both of you for your service.
Thank you. Number 5, possible motion regarding the selection of an architect for Block 7 design work. Michael?
At your last meeting, you authorized staff to go out and seek some bids, proposals from architects for designing Block 7. We went out and received 3, one from BWBR, one from SDS, and one from Ayers Associates. They were in your packet. The SDS is the low bid at $4,750. Ayers was at $7,500, and BWBR was at $23,840.
Discussion?
Who is BWDR?
It's Tom Hanley, if you remember him from when he was in town here, but BWBR did the design of the public ramp on North Barstow Street.
Mike, do you have a recommendation?
Yes, I would recommend SDS.
Can you tell us exactly why recommending, please?
Well, in talking to all three of them, I thought SDS had a very good handle on what we were looking for. They're in the downtown now. They haven't, they just seem to have some good ideas when we met with them, and they showed us some of the things that they were thinking of. And again, being the low bid seemed to be financially the best route for us.
All right, any further comments or questions necessary? If not, can I get a motion to select them as the architect for the Block 7 design work, please?
So move.
Okay, second?
I will second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I oppose, same sign. SDS is now the architect for Block 7. Number 6, possible motion to allow parking in the RDA-owned surface parking lot, Block 7, for special events. Michael?
Yes, we've been approached by several different groups with events coming up in the future. The first one is the Eau Claire's Fest that is coming up in early June, RCU, and then also the Family Day in the park, which is also early July. So those three have all wondered if that parking could be available because they're expecting big crowds.
How big will the crowds be? I mean, just give us some details on the events. And
Hard to say on the Family Day. It's a first-time event, but we typically get quite a few people. When it was Summerfest and more down at this end, we'd get at least 5,000 people for that. I'm not sure how many RCU is expecting. The Eau Claire's Fest is, they're having this Thursday where they're bringing everybody downtown for it, and it's a big following usually for those type of festivals and for what Justin Vernon does, so they're expecting big crowds for that too.
Okay, any other comments, please?
I have a question. Right now, don't we allow Merkin & Johnson to park there?
Yes.
So would there be a conflict here?
Probably
in
not
any
on
event?
the days that we're talking. Two of them are weekends, and the other is a Thursday. But when we looked at what Merkin & Johnson had parking there, it was a very limited along the back row. Okay. And they're kind of very involved in some of these things too, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion to allow parking in the RDA-owned surface parking lot for these various special events?
So I have a question.
Please.
Mike, I'm interested in your thoughts as it relates to fees and access. I mean, are you asking the RDA to let the city use it, but then, Dave and his folks will be managing it from a fee and who goes in and goes out perspective? Or will a special event be, renting it?
That's up to the board. The request, of course, would love to see it free, but if the RDA feels that they should charge, that's fine. I know the city has, they're charging for the ramp and would like to see that filled too. So I think if a fee is the issue, if that's the way the RDA wants to go, I think it's fine, though the requests were for free.
Does anybody have a concern over the fact of making it free?
I guess I do think that we should maybe defer to Dave and the city staff to determine fees as appropriate. Might be the way to do that, so that we could have that internal conversation about it.
All right, that's sensible. And these are one-day events, Mike, or weekend events?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not talking a huge amount of time or taking away anything, and
Nothing from the contractual agreements during the week.
okay, very good. Okay.
Question.
Janine?
Would you refresh my memory regarding the parking of the lot? I mean, is it limited to cards or something? I mean, I've been down there, but I haven't
Yeah,
I've been able to park in there without
Right. Well,
fee or whatever.
once the ramp was built,
Yep.
it's actually not available except for the small amount in front of the livery. And then
Okay.
the agreement that the city has with, or RDA has with Market and Johnson.
So on
Otherwise,
weekends,
there's no parking in there otherwise.
on weekends, it's right now shut down even for farmer's market. People cannot get into that parking lot.
Farmers Market. Can't remember if we're opening it on a farmer's market or not, and I haven't been there yet this year. Anybody
Okay.
been there?
I recall cars in the lot.
Okay, so we must be opening it on.
So you just put the arms up then?
Yes. There's no,
Okay.
yeah, there's no charge.
So that would probably fall in line with these events anyway, wouldn't it?
I would think, but Dave can
Yeah,
take a look at
yes,
that and
yes,
and
whatever
see
the
if he
city-
feels that way or not.
So I would move that the RDA is granting permission for the city to use the lot per its special events policies and procedures. And the rationale for that is that, we have, an internal procedure for making those reviews. There's also, as was just pointed out by Steve, that will clarify the insurance issues. So if you're letting us do it, that will make us responsible for that and, managing it from an insurance perspective as well.
Very good.
That was going to be my question, the insurance angle of it, who would be responsible. And I do believe there were some cars parked there during the Jazz Festival, because I observed that.
Yeah, they did,
Yeah.
they did get approval for that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's on the floor, moved and seconded. Any discussion, concerns on it? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 7, the motion to accept the Cannery District final report from Ayers Associates. Michael?
Yeah, it's in front of you. I put it on, it's the hardbound copy. You saw the presentations that were made on the flyovers and such that you approved. So this was just binding it together of all the things that they had presented through the process. And you now have as a formal reminder of what was approved.
Questions or comments, folks? All right, can I get a motion to accept the Cannery District final report from Ayers and Associates?
So moved.
I will second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Michael, executive report?
Just a few things. Kind of an update on the brewing project. The site plan has come into the city. We've been talking to Will on what the status of the permits were. The federal permit is very close. It's at the top of the list, could be approved any day. Once he has that, it goes to the state, and he thinks that'll be another 2 to 3 weeks. So we have been working on the city had our surveyor go out and mark the exact boundaries of the 50,000 square feet. Staff has been internally reviewing. It will go to Parks and Waterway and to Plan Commission soon. And Will said that he has sold some of his distribution rights, which raised the cash to pay for the closing, and he says it's sitting in the bank. So all signs seem to be that this is moving forward. We had originally hoped to close in early July. Seems like it still might be feasible. We'll be working with Steve and his staff to finalize the attachments that have to go to the development agreement that you had approved previously. So those are kind of the loose ends that need to be tied together. But as you can see, if he builds this, it's going to look very, very, very nice. So we were real happy to see this rendering. Any questions on that? Okay. The next thing we've been working on is what kind of acquisitions that we might do this year. Get this so that it's oriented right. This is Oxford Avenue. This is where Platt takes the bend. This is the Children's Theater right here. So all of this in red is Seigen Properties, Jack Kaiser, and then this little piece here is that tax service, Hills Tax Service. So what we're doing this year is, and we met Jack out there with our surveyor and with our finance acquisition specialist. We're looking at this piece of property right to the north that's vacant, and there's no buildings involved at this time. What we want to do is try and get an appraisal, see if Jack agrees with it, see what that might cost. We also may look at some of these other two if it's within what we have in budget and things like that. And then I got some other things to tell you about future acquisition funding. So this is Will in this building, and he'll be vacating that to move across the street. And then this is a service business that I think has a 2-year lease left on it. So that's kind of what we're hoping at least to get this year if everything comes out. Related to that is our plan on how we're going to finalize the acquisitions. And for the first time, the city has a process where they wanted us to put it in the CIP. So we worked on the acquisitions, including all these buildings that you see here. And then the last one, the only other one that's left is the Steinmetz duplexes that are right behind Quick Trip. So it's these ones that you saw in that map I just laid there, and then the Steinmetz. So we, to do the ones that I just showed you in the capital improvement, it's $1,275,000, which included our best estimates on the purchase, the relocations, and any miscellaneous stuff that we would have to do. So the city is undergoing that process right now and looking at the CIP, so we'll see if it holds during the process. But that's kind of the plan on how we would finalize these acquisitions. Any questions? Any follow-up on that, or is that okay? All right. And that's all I had.
Thank you so much. It's good to see that brewery project rocking and rolling. Any announcement, directions, or correspondence, Mike?
In your packet, you had a correspondence from a lady interested in condos in the Cannery District and outlining what she says her friends would like in condos. They prefer ones that are a little away, not in the center of downtown, but kind of on the outskirts, maybe walkable. They prefer being in a building that does not have commercial on the bottom.
So you did receive correspondence from a lady that has an interest and says her friends have an interest in condos in the downtown, especially in the Cannery. They prefer to be on the outskirts of the downtown, but yet walkable, but not right in the center. They prefer a building that does not have commercial on the bottom, and maybe even some green space around it. But just giving us feedback on what she hears.
Yeah, I thought the letter was very nice. We are looking at walkability. We're looking at green spaces, all the things that we take into consideration when we look at development plans. So we'll just have to wait to see exactly what the developers could pull off and if that makes sense for everybody. But we'll take that into consideration, and we really thank her for sending us that letter. The next meeting is June 21st. Am I correct, Michael? Is there? Do we have anything that we pushed over to that meeting that I can't recall anything that we said, hey, let's do it on the 21st?
No, I'm just, I think that's the normal third Wednesday, so.
Okay, anything else from the board? If not, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
This program was brought to you by a cooperation between Newsworks and the City of Eau Claire. A transcript of this meeting is available for the hearing impaired. It will be available within 7 days of this telecast. Call 715-839-4912 or TDD 715-839-1689. Or write Eau Claire City Clerk, P.O. Box 5148, Eau Claire, Wisconsin 54702-5148. Newsworks is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, please contact us via phone at 715